This was fantastic. This was goddamn fantastic. I'm so happy, guys.
It's just a cruising on.
I feel like
I'm
enjoying my chat. Yeah, very nice. It's so great, man. Yeah, it's so great. I am all hyped up for this hot limited course with T.M.Revolution. So today, guys, I'm doing another course video then with Takanori Nishikawa at the first take. Now, honestly, guys, tell me in the comment section below, because I don't understand. I don't understand at all, okay? I know, of course, that T.M.Revolution is also, you know, the same person that Takanori that what it stands for, right? But I never understand, honestly. Maybe it's a Swedish thing. I have no idea why he has two different, you know, like artist titles. The opening to Gundam, of course. So after we do the first take, let's also go check out, of course, the Gundam video as well. I'll try to question him for you guys. I would love if you guys in the Japanese community, first and foremost, right, could tell me if there are other similar stuff. Leave a comment below. What do you want to see more of? Because I really, of course, enjoyed doing Hot Limit, and I would love to do more stuff like that. But anyway, let's get in. Okay, let's go. So, just to be clear, guys, right? I'm doing this thing with this format today because White Breath was very hard. White Breath took me like an hour, 2 hours to get up, right? Because it was hard getting it up, showing some of the old music videos mostly. So we see here with Freedom, but I think we have to do it at least like a shorter. Something like that, yeah. But here we go.
I don't want to lose more fire. It's time to count down the fighting. Just one way to freedom.
Love his voice, man. You immediately see it, right? His face. It's so great, man. Yeah, it's just so great. To be that guy, I'm like, immediately my head's like, this is a thumbnail. Right? I'm like, oh, I love it, man. It's the way he screams. But there's something with T.M.Revolution, the way he just sings, the way he moves, right? Hot Limit, of course, captured that really well. And I'm happy that that's, you know, it's going viral, that the music video, so many people can discover this artist for the first time. But just the way he sings, and yeah, this is like the perfect picture, man. It looks so perfect, man. It looks so perfect on his face there, man. It just gives me you know, a smile to my face. Yeah, it looks so beautiful. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. But I just had to pause there and be like, okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is goddamn perfect.
Freedom.
But yeah, it's so much Gundam, like fighting big robots. Not up to do it. It's not as cool as Hot Limit, but there's like a cool suit up. It's kind of like a, yeah, like a big, interesting outfit. It's like a cool suit.
「空を眺めている未来を見るわけじゃない」「何度も平和の理念を誰かに問いかけてみたくて」「輝いていた瞳の奥正義は決して動かない」「天秤のようかすかな夢理性を鍵に出す」君のレジスタンス僕とのディスタンス遠く離れすぎている純粋な笑顔ささえに駆け抜けたあの頃の風をもう一度隠した
It was just so goddamn good, man. It's really build up now. Yeah, this is like, you know, it's the Gundam. You can feel the fighting, man. I have seen the Quarter Gundam open before, but it's been many years ago now, so we're gonna rewatch it later. I'm hyped, guys. And I stopped in that other video, but I'm planning next week probably to do like all the T.M.Revolution, I think, anime openings. And you know, there is something I love his performance, I love his voice, I love his body language, but there's also something special with like a powerful anime opening. And not to spoil too much, but I think my favorite actually of all the anime openings, talk about later, is probably actually Soul Eater. I freaking love that. We talk about next week, but
数えきれない絆が砕けるいつからか歪み出した共に震えたあの感動をもう一度見たくてあの時のエレクション仲間とのエレーション忘れられる想いクライシス女子くじの
I'm feeling enjoying my chat. Yeah, very nice vibe.どこまでも飛び出す地空を突き抜ける平地が吹き抜けるそしてそこに Freedom is very much like freedom is much more like power ballad. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, freedom is much more like a powerful, emotional power ballad, right? I think where Hot Limit is more like, you know, right? And White Breath is probably somewhere in between, right? I think White Breath is probably something I would probably judge it as in between. Has a little more of this part, and also a little more of the high, yeah, a little more the tempo part. But yeah, Freedom is very good as like this like powerful, emotional power ballad. It's awesome, man, freaking awesome. But let's keep going. But yeah, it reminds me so much how. Man, that was powerful. Yeah, that was powerful, man. This it must be like arigato gozaimasu. Powerful voice, man. Powerful emotions. Yeah, I almost come to cry a bit. Oh, that was good, but that was good. Okay, so let's go with the anime opening as well, then, guys. And again, I have to say I'm sorry if we're doing the small screen here, right? Because honestly, I don't know how many hours I spent editing White Breath. It's like 2-3 hours to get it up. I can completely get it all the time. So with anime, we do the same thing. Anime, especially, of course, showing anime openings. I don't do the full thing that we're doing. Obviously, this more like transiting here, so we don't get some copyright blocks all the time. So let's go into the anime opening then.
I don't
want the anime opening. This is my favorite part of. My channel, yeah, breaking down anime openings. Don't get me wrong, man. It's my best part.
I don't want to lose my
fire. So immediately, right, this song is now 10 times better with the anime opening. But no, but it is. This is so much better. I'm sorry, but I mean, I love his performance. I keep saying I love his performance. He's a great personality when he sings, his movement, his body language. But this is why I love anime opening so much, right? And of course, how I also got into the T.M.Revolution to begin with, right? Because when you watch an anime opening, you are getting this, like, bam, here's the fire, right? It's like, here's my fire, it's exploding on the screen, right? We get the emotional value, right? We get that value propositioning. It's so much more emotion to it. And this, of course, differs, though, right? From each anime opening. Some of them are just like, here's a song, here's a visual, right? But when you're getting something, when the anime opening, right, it's fitting the song, it is fantastic. Now, to be fair, obviously you can make a music video have a similar storytelling. I'm not saying you can't, right? But I just think that a lot of animes have these really great visuals, of course, plus the music, right, which makes it even better. So that's why, at least I do, like with me, is I do a lot of, I listen to a lot of music, of course, when I work or whatever, but I tend to have one screen playing anime openings, right, I've never been a big guy into like Spotify or whatever, because I want to see the opening, just have one screen, playing the opening. Right? So at work, for example, I have 4 screens at work, right, and one screen is basically just playing anime openings, right, which I'm listening to, of course, and I'm using this, either YouTube, or I'm using this channel, this is like this really cool website that kind of randomizes anime openings to you, or endings, or whatever you can set this. I usually have only anime openings, usually, right? So you just randomize like this thing. You can say, I only want like J-rock anime openings today, right? And then we randomize different songs to you. And then I would have one screen just like constantly playing those. So immediately I feel like, yeah, this is what I'm home for. But I also think, as I said, right, because I grew up with the artist, with T.M.Revolution, as I grew up with him, listening to this thing, right, from the animes that I saw as a kid, right, to me, it also feels very natural to have T.M.Revolution, or I guess, yeah, the older name than his real name here, but like, and also playing an anime opening, right? Yeah, visually, like to me that feels like this. What is Gundam? So it's big robots fighting each other. Mobile suits, mobile suits. I mean, yeah, they're mobile suits. They're not androids or robots. They're mobile suits. I hope someone gets the reference, but actually, it is an anime. Again, I know they will add me here. There's an anime, okay, about an elf girl, and that's one of my all-time favorite last anime. I love anime. But she's like, it's not a robot, it's a mobile suit. One of the best lines, man. I say, leave a comment below if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I gave too much there. But it's an otaku anime. And she's like, no, this is a mobile suit. Oh, I love that line. Freedom. It is cool positioning, like going into the cockpit of the Gundam, the mobile suit. Yeah. I like to have reacted to Gundam. Jokes and Mercury. Yeah, I can wear the see, this is what I mean, right? You're getting that here, the music goes up, it gets a peak, you get the sound effect, and then it's like, you see it exploding right on the screen. You're like, yeah. No. Yeah, it's brutal, but Gundam is very brutal. Gundam is brutal, guys. Really brutal. I'm getting goosebumps, powerful voice, cool visuals. We got some waifus. Here we go, man. Now this is an anime, man. Yeah, he's hugging his girlfriend. Yes. Nice. But I love this anime of this. I'm gonna break down the anime of this, guys. You know I'm gonna break down the anime of this. But I love this anime of this. We're getting like, the photos of the character, and this is great, man. I love anime of this so much, man, because you're getting all this like storytelling, and like we see the image earlier where she's calling, right, and it's like the food or in these plastic things, right? Because they're working so much, so they don't have time to eat or meet up together or whatever, right? The family issues there, like this bit here, yeah. I love this thing, This tells me so much of the storyline, right? I love if you can watch an anime opening and it tells you half the anime storyline. I mean, you get the feeling like, oh yeah, they never have time to meet up with this plastic, and she's calling him, and oh my god. I realized this is a special opening that's 5 minutes long. It's not over yet. I realized now this is a special anime of the gear. Oh my god, now I get really like a lot of relationships here. Yeah, this is a special. Yes. God damn it, man. This is good, man. I'm gonna get I'm gonna go and rewatch the anime too. I gotta go, yeah. Yes, man. Freedom indeed. Oh yeah, this is great. The antagonist. No, this is good. This is good. I love this. This is good in the opening. Look at this thing here. What was it? There's like only one frame, but I love immediately. Look at the guy smiling at him. This unhinged face. This is what I mean in anime opens, right? You get a little unhinged face, like this guy is a bad guy, you know? Like you know, like okay, this guy he's an evil antagonist, and she's having that like mixture. She has a sad face. The other one has a tricky face, and he has like psychotic face, like he's gonna kill you immediately. You're like, oh shit. You're like, oh, I see what we're doing here. Let's keep going. I'm happy this was a special open. I thought it was gonna be 1.5 minutes. This was like half the anime in this song here. I was like, it's right. It's like all the episodes, yeah. I feel really spoiled. This whole anime opening is showing me like 20 episodes at least. Yeah, now it's like a good girl, man. This is great. Yeah, now it's like just speeding up the music and so on. We're getting a lot of fight scenes here from the episodes. Oh my god, that guy is even smiling in the Gundam. Oh my god, he was like, oh, he's pure evil, man. No, teaming up. Oh my god, teaming up. Man, yeah, this opening is spoiling, man. It's massive. I'm sorry I'm spoiling for you guys. No, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be excited. But like I said earlier, I was like, I just, you know, YouTube, like, okay, YouTube gave me the freedom opening, like, you know what I mean? And I've seen it before, right? But I haven't seen, this is actually new to me. I have seen kind of the, what it's called, I don't know, original opening, you know what I mean? Like the episode opening, right? Yeah. I've seen kind of like, you know, the typical 1.5 minute opening, right? I haven't seen this version of it, but it's like, this is like over 5 minutes now. Yeah, 5 minutes, 20 seconds. I didn't really, yeah, this is obviously a special opening here, where they have edited half the anime, basically. But here we clearly see them teaming up right with their rival. It's like, okay, this guy, we have to unite our powers. This is one of those, don't get me wrong, I love these kind of openings. I just did one from Academia earlier this week, where they're showing like all the different chapters, right? Kind of like chapter 1 to the final chapter, and they're showing you a bunch of different panels, right? And they're playing I then, right? The song I, and they're showing all the different chapters. And those are amazing. These like special, kind of like the whole storyline. They're really, really good, right? I love those. But obviously it's also a little bit like talking about the spoiler things, but yeah, if you've never seen this Gundam show before, you would get like so many spoilers. Yeah, this opening is like telling you like half the storyline. Yeah, the same thing with the Macadamia. If you look at that before having read it, right, or seen it, you'll be spoiled like half the plot points, right? Because of course it is mostly showing you the big plot points, the twists, right? Yeah. Oh, this guy's a traitor. Why is that guy crying for with him? Oh, is he a traitor? Yeah. Another one that I always keep saying that I love so much from the anime collectible openings is Naruto Shippuden ending 37. Yeah, ending 37. That one is for Naruto, and it's showing you all the different manga panels of Naruto, right? And it's like constantly is Naruto in the middle doing like fist bumps with his dad or with like Uriah Sensei or whatever, right? And you keep showing you all the different panels in the background. That is probably my all-time like favorite ending to one anime, right? Because usually openings are more, how say it, more like, you know, pop, yeah, like more rocky, more power in them, right? There are of course other great endings too, but I think that Naruto ending is like, it feels much more like an opening, so to speak, the way it's formed. But yeah, it shows you like all the 700 chapters of Naruto. So again, it's obviously spoiling to you massively. Like, oh, the teaming up now? Teaming up? Oh yeah, teaming up. Man, she was pissed off, man. I like this kind of anger in the phrase there. That's kind of a character that is angry, but yeah, but it's like a character that is angry and disappointed and tired. Yeah, this is like when someone is angry, tired, right? This is that, like, you know, Ray is more like, can't we just win this war now? Yeah, this is more that like I am tired and also angry, right? Yeah, this is tired, angry. Different from, you know, rage angry, right? Oh, this is great, man. I love it. But this is, Not be that guy. I love First Take, right? I started doing First Take reaction last year. The way I got into First Take was with Ami-sama, you know, there was that the Digimon opening, right? Which of course Ami-Samura and Flow and so on. Yeah, that's how I got into it, right? That's how I found the First Take. And I really like doing them, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. I prefer this thing, and even though I love T.M.Revolution, I prefer seeing a cool Gundam action. I have to admit, yeah, I have to admit, this is cool, man. This is cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look, see, I was just saying that. I was just saying that, like, woo! I was just like, yeah, I prefer me some anime. I was just saying that, right? Yeah, this is why I prefer anime openings, and then suddenly it's showing you when they're in the bathroom. Thank you, God! Yeah, thank you, God. We're gonna blur this out later. No, it wasn't that naughty, but yeah, I was just gonna find. I was just saying that, and suddenly one of the female characters appear in the shower. You're like, okay. They're not to be spin off too much here, but honestly, guys, leave a comment below. What is the worst anime opening? And but I mean worst. I mean, what is the naughtiest? No, but seriously, yeah. There are some etchy anime openings that come to my mind, like Green comes to my mind for some reason. There are some like 90s anime openings that are, you know, romantic horror animes that have very weird openings. You're like, whoa. Yeah. And otherwise, probably the obvious one is like Indie Species Reviewers. That opening song is great though, but yeah, that one is special. Oh, that's a ridiculous. The gas that I love it when they're showing the words, like, you know, in the English text. I love that. Yeah. Oh, powerful art is perfect, man. He has so much goosebumps. Oh, they have the birds flying out too. It's a nice detail to it. Yeah, yeah. And now it's at the final scene. Yeah, the war ending here. Then they all are blasting each other here with like gigantic laser beams in space. But it's what I mean. It's so spoilery. Now it's like the last moment here. We have to have the giant space war battle here. Yeah, this is the final battle in the anime, of course, and it ends here. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, this is the final bit here. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. I just missed my man. The final bit here. Freedom indeed. Freedom. Oh, this was great, Gundam Seed. This was really, really good. This was fantastic. And I mean, honestly, I keep saying it, but I'm genuinely like, oh no, this is the whole anime. I'm happy. I did not know that. Like, it's just, this is one of those happy coincidence serendipity, right? I went in here. I wanted to look at, of course, T.M.Revolution, right? Or yeah. For First Take, and I was like, of course, let's also do the anime opening, right? And you know, I just took whatever YouTube gave me. I just, you know, searched on YouTube, Gundam opening, you know, Gundam Seed, give me the opening, right? And this was popped up, right? So yeah, I said earlier, I'm happy that it was this like whole freaking 5-minute, super long. It feels like I just rewatched the whole anime. It feels like I just rewatched the whole anime in 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's like every scene right in the whole anime in this anime opening. This was fantastic. This was goddamn fantastic. I'm so happy, guys. Jesus Christ, how much I love this thing. Yeah. I loved it so much, man. Super, made me super happy. Makes me even more hyped now to do my next idea then, that we go over all the T.M.Revolution openings, right? And I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Of course, in the past, I have done like a lot of other people, right, on YouTube, where you kind of like go and, okay, let's look at all the narrative openings, all the 1P, you know, all the FT, whatever, you go over all the songs, right? And which, of course, is something that I do enjoy, because I've seen all the anime openings of most animes. And I don't know about you guys, but I listen to a lot of those anime openings actually in order, right? You know what I mean? I listen to a lot like narrative openings, Puden, right? And I just go to Crunchyroll and give me the full list, and then I play them all 20 in a row, right? So I kind of used to listen to them all 20. So that's kind of the normal thing, but it actually would be more interesting and perhaps actually more accurate, right? To go by artist instead. So I think that can be a good video where we go over an artist all song, especially if it's like a legendary icon like T.M.Revolution and going, per that instead. Another band that I really want to talk about because it's Flow, right? You know how much I love Flow. It's my favorite, basically, Japanese rock band, right? I was in a concert recently. So that will be pretty cool too, like doing all the Flow anime or something like that. But I don't know, the Flow opening, I listened to them so many times. The Flow opening is like, I already have a playlist ready for this. Something like that. Otherwise, as the other guys, I love to, talk about some of the deeper meanings, right? Of culture and so on. But I really do, right? I'm not just like a funny reaction, dude. I love to just talk about, culture, behavior science. I'm a published scientist in, human behavior and human psychology and so on, etc. So I did really appreciate you guys, with the whole commentary, talking about Sweden, growing up with this thing, the VUS tapes, so on, right? So I would love to do more of that stuff if there is people that are interested in that stuff. So, I would really appreciate people giving me topics, so to speak, right? We could cover and talk about that. One thing I do want to explain though, because people asked about that a little bit, and there was kind of like a comment section thing with last hot limit, is that whole VUS tapes. I mentioned, having it on the old CD, right? And of course, I have everything in physical, right? Final Fantasy is still over here, whatever. Yeah, the physical stuff is more important, and of course, figures or whatever, right? But the way I did it then, this is in the 90s, guys, right? Is that you would have a VUS recorder, right? So VUS, guys, is this old thing. Yeah, the kids are like, the younglings now are like, what is talking about VUS tapes? But basically, right, you would have a VS, that's before DVD and so on, right? So you have then is you could record, of course, right, what's happening on your TV with your VUS, recording machine, right? So what I would do then with my mom and so on, right, is that we would record different musical video performances, okay? So they might air, like top trending this thing now, right? Or these are like the top music for this thing or whatever. So we didn't have, it is a different thing today, right? When you have YouTube and Spotify or whatever, right? And actually, I know .ek for that matter, right? But whatever, I guess. But it's so different now, right? When you have music just in your phone, press one button, give me that song, right? It's so different. Just kind of like how you have whatever video games, you can download them and all that stuff. You can buy them on Steam for $1 or so on. It's so different, right, than how it used to be when you kind of had to be like, okay, not only is it hard to get the music I want, I thought about it's hard to get T.M.Revolution, right? He's one of the few artists that I could even buy. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing as well, right? There were so few Japanese artists. So the only two artists, or I guess depending on time now, but I think the only two artists I could buy, I remember having in the 90s, like actually buy the CD easily, right? Or easily, but comparably easily, was T.M.Revolution and Liarcian, right? There was like Asian Federation after that, and X Japan, maybe some other band I don't remember now, but these are kind of the first CDs that I would buy, right? Then there was like Flow pretty early on. I could buy Flow CDs. I definitely remember buying a bunch of Asian Federation. That was like a big thing. But it also was this thing that you could barely even get this, right? So either you had to import them from Japan straight up, right? Or you had to, when you were traveling. So when I went to Japan, or maybe I went to America, or whatever, it was this kind of feeling, right? Oh, now I'm in the US, so here I can buy this CD because it's not sold in Sweden. And because, for example, France, as you might know, right, manga and anime is big in France because of their own, in Belgium and France, it's quite big with their Franco-Belgian comics, right? So they kind of early adapted this stuff. So, for example, one game I have is Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon, of course. Everyone in Sweden loves Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is the biggest thing in Sweden. It was like the one only anime everyone had, right? And everyone liked it. Both, the girls think they're cute, and the outfits and the jewelry, and the boys are like, it's the coolest thing ever, right? Because everyone loves Sailor Moon. So, for example, when I was in Paris as a kid, I bought the first like Sailor Moon game to Super Nintendo because you couldn't even buy it right in Sweden. It wasn't even sold in Sweden. It was only sold basically in like France and obviously Japan and America, right? And maybe some other country. But basically, so I bought it, in the language of French, right? I don't have it in English. I have it in the French version of it. It was kind of like that, right? But my point is that, you had to basically either be really lucky in Sweden, or you would have to, like, basically when you were traveling, like going to Paris, you would go to like a music store or a gaming store in Paris, and there you might find this Japanese thing, right? And today you can just buy it easily online and whatever, so basically eBay and all that stuff. So now it's in an immense difference, right? But anyway, so what we had then with the VHS tape was that, once every like Saturday they would air maybe some Japanese music or maybe something else, something like alternative media, right? Kind of thing, and you would then record it on the VHS tape, right? So I could rewatch it. That's the whole thing, right? Because just like we're doing now, I kind of like, listening to YouTube music, right? And getting my anime opening and all that stuff, right? So I would instead using the VHS tape to, of course, record the different bands then, if I was lucky, of course, because obviously it was very not on demand. So that's also why I remember the Hot Limit, the whole, Miami, the music video, the dance and everything so well as a kid, because that's one of those few music videos I managed to record, you know what I mean? So I had it on a VHS tape, right? Probably have it somewhere, and then I could, rewind it and listen and look at it and listen to it over and over again. So first, I didn't even have the CD, right, of Hot Limit. I didn't even have the music, as a CD. I had it actually as a VHS tape, right? So I could listen to that, and then I bought the CD finally, and it was the same thing with a bunch of other music, and also for that matter, right? I think a lot of us experience the Japanese music in animes, right? So we might be lucky to buy like the VHS of some anime, but we didn't have the music. So if you want to hear the song, we would listen to, we turn on the anime, right? And we listen to the anime's opening, and then we rewind, it was like that, it was like that. Oh, I want to listen to the Rurouni Kenshin opening, but I want to have the VUS of Rurouni Kenshin, and then I will rewind, the Rurouni Kenshin opening, right, a few times. That's one of the way you did it, right? So it was, you only listen to the opening. That's why you never skip opening, right? And then it's so funny to me now when so many people are talking about, I skipped the opening. For me, it's like sacrilegious, right? You never skip the opening. No. For me, it was like you rewind opening 5 times, then you watch the episode, yeah. But anyway, hope you guys understand what I mean here. And like I said earlier, I would love to do more of these videos, sitting here and gibberishing about the good old days when I was cool, or whatever, right? But anyway, hope you guys video, subscribe. See you guys and have a great day.